Hey, what's up, guys? I want to talk to you about how God has healed me from greed. How greedy was I? That's the question. Otherwise, if we didn't have that answer, we really wouldn't be healed from much. So, to give you a picture of my level of greed, I'll tell you two quick stories. One, in around fourth grade, I started a very small business. And the entire business was based on a lie, okay? But the idea was, hey, I have some artistic friends in my elementary school class who are good at coloring things and making cool pictures. Let me tell them to make some stuff, and then I will sell it for them at recess. I'll have my little folder with my different things available, and I'll sell it. I don't know who to, maybe to a teacher that walks by or to my other classmates. And what I told my creative friends is, I will pay you a cut after your item sells for whatever it sells for. And we're talking like, this one's going for a nickel, this one's going for a quarter, this one's a really awesome one, it's $1. That's what we were dealing with in this big business, okay? And a couple things sold, not much. And then, a month, 2 months goes by, and some of my artists are saying, hey, has my thing sold? And I said, nope. When it had. Because I actually, from the very beginning, had no intention whatsoever to pay them anything. It was just my way to screw them. Thankfully, it's just really a total of about $2 on the line there, so we're okay, but that's one example of how greedy I was. I didn't even want to give them a nickel commission for literally their work. Here's another example. I think around the same age, maybe 5th grade, maybe 3rd grade, I grew up going to church, right? And we passed an offering plate. During the offering time, you take it, you pass it. I stole $5 from the offering plate. Like in the middle of the pew, in the middle of church, it's going by, just pass it. No one saw it, no one said anything, and I just jacked that $5 straight from the preacher's pocket, y'all. Straight from the preacher's pocket. Shoot. So I was pretty greedy, right? I was also frustrated that my money in my savings account hadn't earned any interest. I was like, if I was an adult, I could have invested this in stocks and it would have accumulated more, but it's just earning me 1 penny a year. This is ridiculous. This is unfair. The system. Literally, that's what's going on in my head, is how can I get more money? How can I make more money? How can I keep all my money? And I will do anything to get more money. That was my level of greed. And God healed me, guys. I'm not super greedy anymore. Actually, if I were to take a spiritual gifts test, I don't know if y'all know about spiritual gifts tests, but generosity actually shows up as my number one spiritual gift. Isn't that crazy? I don't really want to just sit here and boast in my generosity, but I have been generous, and the testimony is not, look what I've done. The testimony is, actually, it is easy to give. God has gifted me in an area that I, in my natural self, was really weak. I couldn't even pay someone a nickel that they earned, much less give away a nickel. And now I give away money and it doesn't even hurt me. It doesn't cause fear in me of, will I have enough? It's just a joy. It's just easy. It's this is what money is for, is to provide for other people. It is many times I have sold things that I possess so that I can have money to give, because I'm actually out of money. Many times I have skipped meals so that I have money to give. Purely, not even spiritual fasting, just legit frugality in order to, hey, let's get that $5, that $10, and we can give that away. Obviously, so now in my life, I usually eat all my meals, like, and I own some possessions that could be sold, like vehicles. But percentage-wise, I mean, just giving is by far and away the focus of our finances. I don't own the house that we live in, and the things that we do own, we hold really open-handed. Meaning, if we feel led to give it away, we will. And it's like awesome. And I think, greed looks like a lot of things, but I think giving generously with a heart that is free is one evidence that I've been healed and delivered from greed. Another one is I'm not my mouth isn't watering at the thought of more money. Money isn't the answer to all my problems. I'm not just trying to get more, and I'm not just trying to keep what I can get. If anything, I am the other side to a fault where, in the example of my businesses, one of the bigger mistakes that I made is paying people too much. And sorry if you're someone that's worked for me and you're listening to one of these, but I've paid way more than I make. I've taken losses on a monthly basis because I want to pay people blank, even though the business cannot afford to pay them. And in fact, the business is actually losing money because of how much I'm paying. And that being what I want to do, not that's just what labor costs, and it's no, I want everyone to have more money, I don't want to just get it all and keep it all, I just want, keep the money moving and just have an open heart, I'm trying to think of other examples that would help add some evidence to God delivering me from greed. But maybe it's as simple as that. It's just realizing that money doesn't solve everything. And I think for me, a big help mentally is just realizing that God is the provider. And so he owns everything. So if he needs me to have more, he'll find some, he knows how to do that. He owns it all. And so who am I to just cling and to stockpile? It's irrational. You don't keep it when you die, and you can't, there gets to a point where you can't even utilize it all in yourself. And the power of contentment is you can make that point so much sooner. I don't have to be a multi-trillionaire before I realize, I guess, well, I probably could already own several countries, so there's really nothing I can't buy, so maybe I should give something away in a pledge. Once I pass away, I'll give it away. It's I don't need to get to that point. I can just look at my current life, my current expenses, my pretty normal lifestyle that for a lot of people would be considered frugal, living below our means, and certainly below where our means have been at different points. I just lost track of my thought. Jeez. I'm working on this YouTube game. This is tough because I'm not even going to edit this. Why would I cling to it? Oh, if I choose contentment now, I can actually give away more now rather than thinking, at one point in the future with more, that will be enough for me. But actually the power of enough is available today, not just one day. And actually, as long as you think it's coming one day, it will always still be one day. Because there will be a new one day, and one day will never be today. But if you can have enough today, then you'll have enough tomorrow, and you'll have enough the next day, and it just frees you up to give, and it frees you up from this thought of greed, of just acquiring and hoarding and possessing and keeping. Because ultimately, it can provide so much more value to others and through others than it can just in your own bank account, in your own life. So anyways, I'm just thankful that God has healed me from greed, and hopefully that's enough convincing. I'm trying to think a little bit about how much do I want to just pat myself on the back related to just how freed from greed I am, but maybe you'll just have to take my word for it a little bit. And again, the testimony is not really, here's how much we could have spent on ourselves and we didn't, and here's how much we gave away in our life so far, and let's compare that to my income or compare that to my net worth and realize percentage-wise how frugal I am or how generous I am. I think the testimony is God changed my heart. He made me a new person. And the way that I relate to money is very different now than growing up. And that's not just maturity, that's not just life lessons, that is transformation, that is healing, that is deliverance, that is sozo. That is sozo. You can watch my video from yesterday if you're wondering what that means. That's all I got for y'all today. Thanks for listening. Talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.